lesson today, and I want to show light on 3 licks, how you can keep momentum, play for a quiet while without stopping. So let's see, lick number 1, it's a very iconic slash move, and you see him doing it a lot of times, and there's many different variations where you can pull it out. This could be leading into something, this could be a peak of a soloing, this could be a resolving type of stuff coming out before you switch into something else. You have tons of variations. You can play with your cadence, your speed, your dynamics, and the list goes on and on, whatever you want to do. But the lick is, in a nutshell, it goes something like this. So we're down, starting on the high E on the 5th fret. And then you're going to move on to the B string, pulling off from the 8th fret to the 5th fret, using the pinky and then the index. And then the 3rd note will be a bend, a full bend on the G string on the 7th fret. Of course, we're adding the legato here. So ideally, you just pick up on the high E, up pick, and down on the 8th fret B string, pulling off to the 5th fret on the B string, and then up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. Yeah, up, down, down, up, down, down, and then as you repeat the lick on the 2nd part, the only difference will be the bend is not happening on the G string, it will happen on the B string 8th fret. So if we speed it up, it looks like this, sounds like this. We're going to launch into our 2nd lick, and this will be another great slash lick. And for the sake of this exercise, I thought about this lick here that sounds like this. getting, as a result, a really continuous and interesting and rock sounding solution. And then for a third lick, we're gonna, yeah, 3 is this, not this. 3 is, for lick number 3, we're moving on to a double stop bends, which is also a trademark, very iconic Slash move. And you can pull it out in many different ways. You can do different frets, different strings. 7th and 5th. 7th fret on the G string, 5th on the B. And then the tone will, if you do it correctly, the pitch will equal out, right? So essentially your G string turns into the same note as you're holding on the B string. So make sure you practice that out real good, and pitch was right. So ideally you want to aim for that. Of course you can have the 7th fret bends on both strings, and I recommend using one finger, the ring finger as a bar position. So this way it will still give you a lot of ability to not to take up time when you have to move on to a different finger positioning. It's always a key element of this play style that you try to keep it simple as possible. Don't use harder execution forms with your fingers than it has to be. So that's why you see Slash using a lot of 3 fingers, right? Because he can do it easily with 3 fingers. Like sometimes, yeah, when you're this stretch and you have to catch something, or you know, or like when you come to positions where you have to insert the pinky finger for a moment, that's great. But it's good if you're comfortable with your 3 fingers only. But that is up to you, it's personal preference, whatever you prefer, you know, choose that way and go with that way. Okay, so let's put these 3 licks together and let's see how that looks. So we can add a little bit of theme, you know, before we would launch into it, just so our audience can pick up on the mood and the style. So let's start something like this. Sounds really cool, and we can play without stuff for quite a while, and try to find your voice, like we talked about this previously. Listen to your intuitions, and it's okay to go with the momentum. It's okay if your feelings are changing. If you have something sparks up inside of you and you have an intention moving somewhere else, listen to that voice. That's key element. Don't try to resist to that, because that can lead you to very interesting solutions and very interesting play style, and your playing will be always unique. You will always find ways to go, and it will be like a challenge, an adventure, you know? And that just makes guitar playing very exciting if you go into improvisations and you're always trying to find that voice and follow that voice. Okay, but I don't want to go too far now. Let's focus on the 3 licks we learned today. So keep this in mind, practice it out. As always, I recommend doing it slow, fairly clean tone, you know. Just try to keep it simple when you practice. It's not about the tone, really. It's just, you know, getting it down, getting it into your fingers, and when you get it right, when you do it, you know, then you chase your tone. Okay, so practice that out. Put it on track, repeat it, take it down to your practice with your friends, you know, do the jam, it's a lot of fun, write songs, you know. And yeah, so this is what I got for you guys today. And also I wanted to mention, there's a lot of you who requested me on Facebook. Thank you so much for reaching out. I think I followed up with everyone and accepted your requests. I had a lot of heartwarming comments on YouTube. Thank you so much for that, and also a lot of questions if I would consider doing one-on-one sessions. And now is the time I will be able to do those sessions if you guys are still interested. I also texted you back, many of you who asked me this question, so I just want to repeat it. Now I'm available if you like to schedule your session. You know, you can do it here, you can do it on Facebook. Reach out to me and we can set up whatever your preference. Messenger call or Skype or whatever works, we can find out, you know. It won't be too expensive, it's affordable, it will be joy. I have my unique way of teaching. We're not going to use a lot of theory or stuff, you know. We're gonna get to the elements and the basics and discovering what is your strengths, how can you use your own gifts, you know, and I think that will lead you to much more results than just like following through theories and stuff. I don't know, that's just not the way I learned it, so I want to give the style of approach that I really believe in, that it works. And I think for Slash and, you know, so many great guitar players, this works. If you guys are familiar with the G-sharp school, you know, it's really, it goes back to the essence, you know. So that's just something I wanted to mention real quick. So yeah, I hope you guys find today's video useful. Remember the 3 licks. Put them in a loop. Make sure you're comfortable playing these slow and then speed it up little by little. And then we're going to continue from here. Alright guys, good to see you all. Thank you so much for tuning in and staying with me in today's video. And yeah, until see you next time.